Holy crap. Alright. I was gonna film outside, it was like drizzling. I'm like, how often do I get to like light cigars in the rain and film in the rain in Vegas? And then it just started pouring. It was raining on the drive back, and then it stopped. And then I came out here and it was like barely drizzling, and it just started coming down. So if it lightens up, I'll go back out. But I mean, I don't want the cigar to go out. I don't care about myself getting wet. I really don't want the camera to get wet, even though I was prepared. I did have this like shirt kind of like under and over it, protecting it, but whatever. Final Q&A. There were 3 more questions that weren't really in the poll, but people kind of asked along the way in the last couple weeks. So let me just make sure I smoke this so it doesn't go out. Thanks to the viewer who gave me this and the Luminosa cigar. And also, before I do these 3 questions, thanks to everyone who came up to me at Orleans. I wish it was going to be a tough task, which I didn't do, keeping track of like everyone's name, some kind of identifying characteristic. I wish I just kept a count, because I feel like it is definitely over 100. Don't know how many shout outs I've given exactly. I know I've missed a lot, but guy in the headband the other day who asked me, did you get your tooth fixed? Because that video just went up. Saw Logan. I gave him a shout out once, seen him 2 more times since then. A lot of people who just say like, hey Nomad, or something about the vlog, and walk by, or I'm dealing and we can't really chat. But thanks to everyone. Wrapping up, getting close to the end of this series of videos. Know a lot of people have been enjoying it. 3 more questions, and really don't want this cigar to go out. Romeo and Julieta. All right, here we go. From Blaine. I'd be interested in you discussing the culture shock of going from self-scheduled lifestyle to following a schedule, and differences between 1-3 and higher limits. Differences in the types of players. All right, I'll answer them in reverse. Differences in the types of players. I don't know, a lot of people who play mixed games are just like much more like thinking people. They often, I was gonna say like money is like secondary. I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of people, some people like the old school feel of some games. Some games are new. Some of the low ball games I think are newer, but like 7-card stud, or even the limit hold'em aspect of Horse, Omaha 8, Stud 8. Those are like older games. Yeah, some things that like Badoogie, as far as I know, is on the newer side, but like the pure like poker games, the things that were very common in like the 70s, 80s. And some people, I think, money is secondary makes it sound like the money isn't important to them. I don't think that's the case, but like they're like craving like something new, to just play like 1-3 for a decade, to just play no limit. I was thinking of my stakes. But to just play no limit hold'em for a decade, regardless of the stakes, just kind of gets old. And you could like keep things fresh by like studying, you know, 5 games if you're planning on playing a lot of horse tournaments or something like that. So, say that's the difference in a player. You either have like much older players who I think are kind of like nostalgic to like 7-card stud, and some players between ages like 30 and 45 who just like want to keep their like mind sharp, their poker skills sharp, and part of that is playing a lot of games, not just no limit hold'em. Differences for me, it was pretty much like I expected. The biggest thing was not, you know, being able to stay up late. I could have. I didn't want to go into deal on very short sleep, so most nights I was asleep in time to be fully rested for the next day. But like, this is what I wanted. This, when I'm like really into poker, I'm just like sleeping, waking up, playing. And then when I'm done playing, I sleep, I wake up, I go play. This is what I wanted. I'm not taking the permanent job at Orleans. I don't want to deal like 3 days, maybe as few as like 10 hours, maybe as much as like 20 hours a week. If I were gonna do this, I wanted what I had. I had the ability to work all 50 days, ended up doing well, it's not over yet, but it's looking like it's gonna be 46 of the 50 days, and I would actually love it. I don't think there's any way to know, of all the dealers who worked the most hours. Because remember, 2 summers ago in Council Bluffs, I asked the floor to check in Bravo who had the most hours played in the month of June, and I was #1. I would love to know if I were #1 in terms of hours dealt, because that's what I wanted. So not being able to like stay up till 6 a.m. every once in a while, which I did not do one time, little annoying, but I wanted a lot of hours. I just wanted to deal with like making the videos and sleep and getting hours in, and that's what I was able to do. All right, it looks way lighter outside over here than it is. Also, there's some really intense lightning going on like 8 miles away. Just saw the lightning, heard the thunder about 8 seconds later. Second question. I would love to film one of these questions outside if it lets up, but it's still... Actually, let's go outside. The rain has let up. It's still pretty windy, but the cigar is lit already. Maybe it'd be cool if I catch some thunder or lightning on video. Did you hear that thunder as I was setting up the camera? The lightning was intense. There should be more of it. Anyway, second question was about dealer school. Did I go? How much did it cost? I did not go. I know someone who runs a dealer school. I'm told it's about $1,200 as this plane messes up my take. It's chaos out here. And yeah, I know the camera's a little crooked. I have my shirt under and on top to protect it from the wet car, the wet roof of the car, and the rain coming down. So just deal with it. I know someone who runs a dealer school. I think it's $1,200 for a 12-week course. The thing is, I was actually considering going just so it was like very official, and I thought like it would really be impossible for me not to get a summer position somewhere. I'm told, see, that's the thing, I think I would graduate in like a week because I basically knew everything except for like the very specific way they want you to shuffle and hold the deck. I'm told you could graduate early. I don't know if you graduate early. Did you see the lightning? I saw it. I don't know if you graduate early, if you get like a refund on all the weeks you didn't have to be there. So, I don't know if the camera caught that lightning. That was a lot. The thunder's coming in a few seconds. Be ready for it. There's a lot of lightning going on over there and over there. Anyway, thunder. That thunder didn't get here as quickly and it wasn't as loud. I think the storm's moving away. Anyway, as the rain comes down harder. Anyway, really don't want the cigar to go out. Yeah, if it were prorated, I probably would have done it because I probably would have expected to be there like a week and only pay $100. I didn't want to pay $1,200 for stuff I already knew just to get a certificate. So it reminded me a lot of college, which was a complete waste. So didn't do that. But like I said in the video on how I became a dealer, I would really, if you're thinking about it, you probably play. You probably know the procedures. So I would just practice the mechanics just at home, just shuffle a lot, pitch cards a lot, make sure you're holding the deck the correct way. I'm actually thinking about making a video on like the maybe 2 or 3 most important things in order to pass an audition. Let me know if there's any interest in me making that video. Let me know in the comments. Third question from Greg. His question was about how well the room is run. Okay,
even though I spend most of the time on the tournament side, it's difficult for me to say because I don't have a lot of experience playing on the tournament side. The Bally's free rolls is the only thing, and it's much different, just like a 5-table free roll with 15-minute blind levels that's over in 90 minutes, as opposed to like a 30-table tournament with registration open for over 3 hours. So I really don't have much to compare it to. This was kind of one of the questions they asked me that day I was in HR, and I said, like, as far as I know, like, things are good, things seem good to me. I don't have anything to compare it to. Cash, I have a lot more to compare it to because I've played cash a ton. Cash is better than most places. For one, the like nasty players, I didn't notice any more than I noticed in other places. Some are superstitious, some are mad all the time, some are only mad when they're losing. I've experienced that everywhere else. Nothing extra going on at Orleans that I noticed. The floor responds very well to floor lights. They fill seats very quickly. I would log people out on Bravo and hear the announcement over the microphone within like 5 seconds for someone, the next person on the wait list for that game. Say probably like, they could be a few minutes behind paying out promos. There's a ton going on. That's the same everywhere really. Don't know if you saw that lightning, but I did. It's so bright in the camera and it's really dark here. I think that's making it so you can't pick up the lightning, but you'll hear the thunder in a second. Yeah, they respond well to the floor lights. Also, a procedure they have which saves a lot of problems. When you go on break as a dealer, you deal a few tables, you go on break, you have to check in with the floor and they just check your name off. They know the dealers who are going on break that half hour. That saves so many problems. If you've played a lot, you've probably experienced a floor coming over shortly after a dealer change and the floor asks the dealer, who did you push? Who was dealing this table before you? Probably what happened, that dealer was supposed to go to another table, instead went on break or went home, got the lineup wrong, and the dealer at the next table realizes no one's come to push me, I'm still here, I shouldn't be here anymore, and they have to find out where the problem was. When you need to check in, it's just a formality, but when you need to go to the desk and check in before you go on break and they check your name off, that prevents all those problems. I don't know why more rooms don't do that. The cash side was very well run. As far as I could tell, the tournament side was good, although I don't have anything to compare it to. So if I deal somewhere else in the future, then I could have some comparisons, but play cash in a lot of places. I keep track of like the play, I keep track of the procedures, the floor, the dealers. I'm keeping track of a lot of things to make sure there are no mistakes, and I'm just very observant about a lot of things. So have a lot more to say on the cash side. I'd say better than average of all the places I've played in my life. And remember, rice is a spoon food.